Welcome to the Creatine Showdown, where we find out which form truly boosts muscle growth best. Today, we're diving deep into the world of creatine. We're talking about maximizing those gains, pushing your limits, and getting the absolute most out of your workouts. Creatine is one of the most studied and trusted supplements for building strength and muscle. But with so many types out there, how do you know which one is best for you? We're breaking down the science, the hype, and everything in between so you can make an informed decision. Today, we're comparing the most popular forms of creatine to help you decide what's worth your money and what's just hype. We're gonna break down the science, bust some myths, and get you on the right track to crushing your fitness goals. Let's get it. Creatine is a natural substance in your muscles. Think of it as fuel for your workouts. It helps replenish ATP, your body's main energy source, so you can push harder and recover faster. Studies show creatine boosts strength, power, and endurance. But not all creatine is the same. We'll break down the best types so you can choose what works for you. Let's start with the OG, the one that started it all, creatine monohydrate. This is the most researched form of creatine, and for good reason. It's been around forever, it's incredibly effective, and it's super affordable. Creatine monohydrate is basically creatine with a water molecule attached. When you take it, your body absorbs the creatine, which then goes to work replenishing your ATP stores. It's simple, it's effective, and it's backed by countless studies. Now, some people will tell you that monohydrate causes bloating, and while it's true that some people might experience a bit of water retention, it's usually minimal and goes away after your body gets used to the supplement. Plus, you can minimize any potential bloating by making sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day and starting with a lower dose. We're talking about 5 grams a day, consistently. Remember, consistency is key with any supplement. You're not going to see results overnight, but if you're patient and stay consistent, you will see those gains. Overall, creatine monohydrate is the gold standard for a reason. It's effective, it's affordable, and it's perfect for anyone from beginners to seasoned athletes. If you're just starting out, this is the one I'd recommend. Next up, we've got creatine hydrochloride, or creatine HCL for short. This form of creatine has gained popularity in recent years, and it's known for its superior solubility. Basically, it dissolves in water way easier than monohydrate, which some people find easier to stomach. Now, the main selling point of creatine HCL is that it's supposed to cause less bloating than monohydrate. And while there's some anecdotal evidence to support this claim, there isn't as much scientific research on HCL as there is on monohydrate. Another potential advantage of creatine HCL is that it might require a smaller dose than monohydrate. While you typically need around 5 grams of monohydrate per day, some studies suggest that you might be able to get away with as little as 2 grams of HCL. However, it's important to note that HCL is typically more expensive than monohydrate. So if budget is a concern, monohydrate is probably the better option. Overall, creatine HCL could be a good option if you're particularly sensitive to bloating or you're looking for a creatine supplement that's easy to mix. However, if you're on a tight budget or you're looking for the most well-researched option, monohydrate is still the way to go. All right, now let's talk about some of the other players in the creatine game. We've got Creatine Malate, Creatine Magnesium Chelate, Creatine Ethyl Ester, and, the list goes on. These forms often come with fancy names and promises of even better absorption or enhanced benefits. Creatine Malate, for example, is bound to malic acid, which plays a role in energy production. The theory is that this combination could lead to even greater increases in ATP levels. Then we've got Creatine Magnesium Chelate, which combines creatine with magnesium. Magnesium is essential for muscle function, so the idea here is that this combo could enhance both performance and recovery. And finally, we have creatine ethyl ester, which is supposed to be absorbed more easily by the body due to its chemical structure. Now, here's the thing about all these fancy forms of creatine. While they might sound impressive on paper, there's not a lot of scientific evidence to suggest that they actually outperform good old monohydrate. Plus, these fancy forms are often significantly more expensive. So unless you've tried monohydrate and you're not seeing the results you're looking for, or you have a specific reason for choosing one of these other forms, I'd say stick with the basics. All right, I know we've covered a lot of ground here, so let's break it down with a clear comparison chart. We'll look at the different forms of creatine, their recommended doses, their best uses, and their pros and cons. First up, we've got creatine monohydrate, the tried and true champion. The typical dose is 5 grams per day, and it's best for anyone looking for a proven, cost-effective way to boost strength, power, and endurance. Pros: tons of research backing its effectiveness, super affordable, widely available. Cons: some people might experience mild bloating, might not mix as easily as other forms. Next, we have Creatine HCL, the solubility king. The recommended dose is slightly lower, around 2 to 3 grams per day, and it's a good option for people with sensitive stomachs or those who have trouble mixing monohydrate. Pros: dissolves easily in water, potentially less bloating, might require a smaller dose. Cons: more expensive than monohydrate, less research backing its effectiveness. Then we've got our other contenders: Creatine Malate, Creatine Magnesium Chelate, Creatine Ethyl Ester, and all the rest. Doses vary depending on the form, and while they might offer some theoretical benefits, there's not enough research to say for sure if they're any better than monohydrate. Pros: might offer additional benefits depending on the specific form. Cons: often much more expensive than monohydrate, limited research backing their effectiveness. Now that we've covered the different types of creatine, let's address some common questions about how to take it. One question I get asked all the time is, do I need to load creatine? The answer is, it depends. Creatine loading involves taking a higher dose, usually around 20 grams per day, for the first 5 to 7 days. The idea is to saturate your muscles with creatine more quickly. While loading can speed up the process, it's not absolutely necessary. You can achieve the same results by taking a lower dose, around 5 grams per day consistently. It just might take a bit longer to see the full effects. Another question I hear a lot is, do I need to cycle off creatine? Again, the answer is no. There's no evidence to suggest that cycling off creatine is necessary or beneficial. In fact, consistent use is key for maximizing its effects. So to keep it simple, pick a high-quality creatine supplement, whether it's monohydrate, HCL, or another form that works for you, and take it consistently every day. No need to overcomplicate things. Consistency is key when it comes to seeing results. Find what works for you, stick with it, and you'll be well on your way to crushing your fitness goals. So, there you have it, guys. The creatine showdown is over, and the winner, as always, is knowledge. You're now armed with the information you need to choose the best creatine supplement for your needs and goals. So, which creatine is best? Creatine monohydrate is still the king, especially micronized or creepier. Creatine HCL is a great alternative if you're bloating or sensitive. Skip the fancy stuff unless you know it works for your body. You can find top-quality creatine supplements right now at Living Strong Sports Nutrition, in-store or online at livingstrongson.com. Like this video if it helped, and follow us on Instagram at Living Strong Sports Nutrition. Drop a comment below and share your own experiences with creatine. What's worked for you and what hasn't? We want to hear from you. Stay strong, stay smart.